In the wake of more Resident Evil news, we'll probably talk about this on a soon-to-be podcast, but don't worry. We have a Revelations podcast coming up. Perry just beat Revelations 2, so we can actually all talk about it. And I went back and replayed a couple chapters and stuff and whatnot to refresh myself. So hopefully we'll get together and talk about that, make it kind of like a whole Revelations 2 podcast where we can actually talk about spoilers and stuff. So that should be fun, even if it's a short one. But with the success of Resident Evil Remake, and in the States and over in Japan as well, the remastered version anyway, obviously it was already successful. I still want my damn American physical copy. What the hell, Capcom? For PS4, I want it. But anyway, maybe they're waiting to do this and release it with Zero, because now Resident Evil Zero Remastered has been announced for the the beginning of 2016. Interesting enough, but we saw it coming. It was kind of rumored and stuff, but then we saw screenshots of somebody having it installed on their console and whatnot. And whether or not that was real, that's beside the point. But I think it's kind of cool that they're doing it. Resident Evil Zero is far from my favorite Resident Evil game, but it's still a good Resident Evil game. No, they're not going to put in co-op. Keep dreaming. You already know they're not going to do that. That requires a lot of time, and that's not time that they want to fucking spend on this. But, it makes you wonder because, E3 is coming up, and, hopefully Capcom will release something soon. I would hope, as far as another Resident Evil is concerned. They're supposed to be announcing a couple titles, obviously one of them being Street Fighter, and maybe the other one being another Resident Evil game. I don't know. But we'll keep on a lookout, but I want to know what you guys think of this. Do you think that this is kind of opening the door for more Resident Evil remasters, possibly a Resident Evil 2 remake? Because now they're getting, the GameCube's getting a treatment of, remasters, I guess, those games. And, I don't know. I feel like it's always up in the air, and we always say, now it's a little bit more possible than before. With the success of these titles, I don't think Zero will be as successful as a remake. Maybe it will. I don't know. I guess more people are eager to play the original. Zero just has a lot of hit and miss for me. I know it's a lot of people's favorites, but, it's okay. Will I be getting it? Yeah. If there's a physical in Japan, will I be getting it? Sure. It's still a game worth playing for a generation that probably hasn't played it. But what do you guys think? Do you think this opens the door even more for a Resident Evil 2 remake? Do you feel like Capcom's experimenting one last time before they decide to even think of such thing? I know it's on their heads. There's no way it isn't. But I think that they're invested in this next Resident Evil installment, which we don't know what it is yet, which they're making, but you just don't know. Over the podcasts and whatnot, when we talk about the shit, it would be more so of like, okay, now we just got to see. Hopefully they'll end up doing it. So now with this, do you feel like it's just kind of a step in the wrong direction, or do you feel like it's kind of going to help them out to kind of make that decision down the road, whenever that may be? That could be a couple of years from now. But as far as the Resident Evil 2 remake. But as far as remasters, are you sick of remasters? Do you think this doesn't work? I mean, I don't really like seeing all the remasters, but I think I'm very mixed about them. And we talked about that on one of the podcast episodes of our feelings on remasters. But, it's a very mixed thing. What Capcom's doing, I think they're doing the right thing because of their financial troubles that were going on. So, I guess it's kind of for them to make some money and to kind of get their head on straight and to see what the fans want. Obviously, these games are straight survival horror. So if they do good, then that's another response. I mean, that they need. So I think if there's one thing good that can come, or two things good that can come from it, one, it'll be a good remaster, it'll look great, people get to experience it, and two, it gets to show them even more that, that we want this survival horror. Because, at the same time, it's one of those things where, they want to get their head on straight. So we're the ones that have to do it for them and showing that we actually like this style of gameplay. Not saying they will return to it completely, but you got to show them what you like and what got you into the series. So with the response from Remake and probably this, I think that it's going to be a really good thing. Even if they have Resident Evil 7 underway and coming out, I don't know when. It could come out later this year, it could come out next year, I don't know. But, you know, Revelations 2 did good as well, and we'll probably expand on that in the podcast. But anyway, so what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I'd like to know all the thoughts and opinions and whatnot. And I got another video coming up probably later today or tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.